driven Sammy Baugh. Though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Washington Redskins and the Baltimore Ravens, and how we cut the streak. We cut the streak that they say they don't care about. This and much more live with Aaron and John.
Man, we don't care about that streak anyway. We don't care about that stupid streak.
We can care less about that streak. It's just preseason.
It's just stupid, man. It's so stupid.
Yo. Welcome, everybody, to Harry Hog Football, episode number 580, in which... Is this the 500 and... let's see, James Thrash episode? No, he was 83. He was 83. Who is 80? I'm trying to think. Give me a good 80. Anyway. Did you just say Inman? Desmond Howard, 500 and Desmond Howard. I forgot about him, because he was another one of our,
He was one of our mid to late 90s, like 6 years in a row where our first round draft pick sucked.
Bust.
But he had a Super Bowl MB3 or MVP with Green Bay.
Yeah.
At least he played for us, unlike that dude that ended up going to Carolina.
He returned some kicks. I remember he was decent at that, but he didn't pan out as a receiver, right? If I remember correctly.
Who's that? James Thrash?
No. Sorry, Desmond Howard. That Shanny was putting in the chat.
He just sucked, except for he had one good year where he was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yep. And in the chat war over on YouTube, we have Johnny. We have Johnny Cassidy, aka Threepeat, I think. He wanted to go over to the YouTube room where he can send the emojis.
There you go.
The emojis.
We got Shanny here in our chat room on Discord. He's about to have some pugs. I think pugs are supposed to be like C-section because their bodies are so out of proportion. So I wonder if that's true, and I hope he knows that.
I hope he does. I hope he knows. Just in case he doesn't.
Dude, so we ended the streak.
I love it, a pug.
Wow. No pug. Dude,
I love it, a pug. Yeah,
Sam
we ended the streak.
Sam Howell. He's ready to go. Let's start. Week 1. Let's get moving. He's ready to go, man. Anybody have any questions about him? You don't have them now. Because if you do, the questions suck.
Well, I saw leading up to the game, someone in the Discord room put this in there. I'm not sure who it was. It was the Arizona Cardinals, official podcaster dude. And he was on there saying, yeah, Sam Howell is the master of the meaningless game. That's all he's good at is meaningless games. And it's like,
what? Number one.
Dude, he's played in 2 games. And yeah, go ahead.
Number
I'll let
one,
you handle this.
Number one, he works for the Cardinals. The Cardinals. The team that we're going to stomp on the curb the first week of the season. Just like all old NFC East style. It was us battling the Cowboys and Eagles and Giants, and then everyone beat up on Arizona or St. Louis or wherever the hell they were at that time.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, I forgot to open my Dallas filter before the game.
Oh.
The one that pops up on the screen before the podcast, I mean.
Before the game.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
so this guy is sitting there saying that Sam Howell, who's played one game for us, one game, and now 2 preseason games on top of that. One game is the master of meaningless games.
Yeah. Chin, that game, I'm pretty sure the Cowboys were still playing to try to win the division. Am I wrong? It might have been meaningless to us, but it is not meaningless to the Cowboys.
Doesn't
Yes,
matter.
I
It was
did.
one
We
game.
did get.
You
We
said he
did.
was the king of being the meaningless game guy. He played one game.
Yeah.
What?
Well, he's from a meaningless franchise, dude. For the entire existence of my childhood, the Cardinals were like the redheaded stepchild of the NFC East, if you'll remember. And then they were bouncing from St. Louis to Arizona, and it was like the Redskins, the Cowboys, the Giants. Oh yeah, and the Cardinals are also in there, and the Eagles. Sorry, and then the Cardinals.
We all always beat up, man.
It's who everyone
Everybody
always beat up. Yeah. Anyway, it was meaningless to all the former Skins fans wearing purple. Nice, Shanny. Yes, Chin in Nova Scotia, he did call the hog line this week.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. I have not listened to that yet.
Like a moron, I didn't, bring it out for you to listen to. I feel bad now. Can I play it? Can you hear it if I play it? That's the question. I don't know if
maybe not. We'll see.
This is what he said though, because I don't know if I can. I'm playing it, but it's not coming up. Anyway, this is what he said. Hey fellas, hail to the Redskins. This is your boy Chilling. This is the transcript because I can't hear it right now. So it could be wrong. The transcript could be wrong. But, trying to throw this in since I feel bad about it. This is your boy Chilling, Nova Scotia. I think it meant Chin in Nova Scotia. Okay. Sorry.
I think you're right.
Sorry I missed the last podcast, so I figured I'd leave a message on the hog line to give you my kick of the week for the preseason game, which is always Terry McLaurin. He sucks. However, my game ball goes to, as always, David Mayo. Let's hope for a good season. Take care of boys. Wow, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did the transcript mess up? No, he gave his kick to David Mayo.
Dude, I saw David Mayo make like 2 plays in a row.
Yeah, I did. I know.
Third string.
Last night, yeah, David. I was like, whoa, Chin's boy. And I even added Chin in the chat room. I was like, dude, your boy Mayo is tearing it up in there with the 3s or 4s.
It's like they were flukes.
They were good plays.
The team looked good, man.
Mm-mm.
Howell looked fine.
Mm-hmm. No, Howell looked good.
Yeah, Howell looked good. He took his time. There were a couple things I watched the video again today of the game from last night. I watched some highlight videos over and over again. Dude is poised. He's looking at the different places he's going to throw the ball to. I mean, there's one thing that I've not seen from him at all. It's like he's not jumpy. He's not like, gotta get the ball out of my hands right now.
He's smooth, dude. He's like
he's
chill.
Pretty smooth.
And dude, that guy throws a dart. There was one play we were talking pretty much the whole game where he threw like it was like a 3-yard pass, but he threw it all the way, to the side of the field. They were on this hash mark on the right, and he threw it all the way to the sideline on the left, like a dart. It was like a 5-yard pass, but he threw the thing 50 some yards. And I was like, dang, look at that.
Yeah, we were talking about that and like comparing that. I mean, I like the guy and everything, but comparing that to the balls when Taylor Heineke would throw like a hospital ball like that, where like 5 guys would like stop their route, they're all running up to jump onto it like it's a game of 500, and then you have like Howell come out and then just like throw darts left and right. It's a very, very, very different thing to see, and I don't know. I mean,
You're pumped is what you're trying to say.
I'm super, super duper pumped.
Oh, I'm 100% pumped. I mean, just think about it. I'm not saying he is yet, but if this guy is our answer at quarterback, we got him for nothing, so we can build around him.
Dude, I mean, we spent the first pick in the 5th round on this guy.
Yeah,
And you're saying it didn't it cost us nothing?
a 5th round pick. Come on, dudes. Come on.
I mean, when you get to like day 3 of the picks, like 5 through 7, you don't get that many people that can play. Like not even starters, just guys who could play, like special teams, gunners, stuff like that. And if we can get a quarterback for the 5th round to be a starter, and again, his
Starting
his
quarterback.
second year of college, he was awesome. He had De'Ami Brown, of all people, who caught a touchdown tonight or last night. Playing with him, great people, and then everybody graduated or went to the pros, and so he had a crap team the next year. So he was all running around. They were like 6-5 or whatever their record was in Chapel Hill, and he fell to the 5th round because people were like, he's not all that good. We may have struck gold, man. It might be solid gold striking this guy.
I can get nitpicky on him. There were 2 sacks where he had all day, and he just took a sack, and I'm like, throw it. And he admitted that though after the game. He was like, those were my fault,
Right.
And so he had that issue, and then that one play where he ran. Although I would have liked to see that in the regular season, not in preseason, dude. He took a little bit of a shot when he ran the ball that one scramble. So, but I mean, you can't fault a dude really for that. Was like that play where he like fought and got those yards at the end there. That is where I see a little bit of Josh Allen, the football player, not my brother, in Hal there.
Yeah. 3-Pete saying in the chat now, he's always looking for the deep ball, which is really good. He's always looking to throw the ball deep. He just went to chuck it, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he is. I will say this, that I was impressed with the O-line holding up as well as they did, but then I realized that, look, we're going up against the Ravens 2s and 3s on the O-line, on their defensive line. And he's not going to have nearly that amount of time during the season. So
he's not. Yeah, exactly.
So we got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. But like you said, he's going through his progressions. He's throwing darts, no lame ducks. Like, I mean, I think his first
balls just fluttering around in the sky with everybody. Oh my God! Every time you see those, like the last 2 years, you're just like someone's about to get hurt.
Yeah.
Someone's getting hurt.
His first 10 or 15 passes, I think like he had one incompletion where I think the defensive guy made a pretty good play, and his other one was on a deep ball. But other than that, he was pretty accurate.
He was 19 for 25, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks for 20 yards. That one sack was like 13 yards where he just had it forever. No picks.
What was his rating, passer rating?
I don't know. I'm looking on ESPN. I don't know where the pass rating is.
Is it rated? We always get in an argument.
Oh, here it is. His pass rating is 1-2-3-4. 123.4.
Out of like 128 or something? Isn't that the highest you can get?
It's like 168 or something like that.
Oh, well, he was still good.
Whatever the pitching. I mean, dudes, everyone should be metric. I don't know what's wrong with America. The rating should be out of 100, not 168.3 or whatever it is. Come on, people. Jeez, it's 2023.
Okay.
Seriously.
I don't understand those ratings and all that anyway. I just know that over 100 is pretty good.
It is very good. Dude, there were great plays in this. Forbes had a great 3rd down stop. Quan Martin had a pick in the end zone and tiptoed himself so he didn't go out of bounds.
That pick was amazing.
Dude,
like,
absolutely.
It's like hitting the dude in the arm. Quan's like, whoa, some fly just tried to go in my eye. It's like hitting the dude in his arm. He pushes the guy out of bounds so he can't land in bounds. The ball kind of pops around, and then he just catches it, makes sure his feet are in bounds, and then proceeds to return it like 50 yards.
50-something yards, yeah. Well, our top 2 picks, pretty good. I like what they're doing.
Yeah. Forbes, he got burnt pretty bad on that first drive. Like our entire defense with I believe the only starters that were in on our defense on that first drive were Jamin Davis and Cody. Is his name Cody Barton?
Cody Barton.
Were there any other starters? Because I don't even think we had second stringers in on their defensive line. Like Darian Mathis wasn't in there, and those dudes. Like
he wasn't first, I thought. No, Mathis I don't think played. I think they were having him sit out again because he had that major injury last year, so they're trying to go. Because I mean, we saw Terry ended up getting a slight case of turf toe of all things.
Yeah, it was right when I was questioning why he was still in there at the end of the half. Like I understand Sam Howell since he hasn't played. Okay, he's not getting banged up too much because the O-line's holding up against their scrubs. Fine.
Right.
But we don't need to see Terry. I don't need to see Terry in there at 1 minute before halftime.
You don't want to see him in there. You don't want to see Dotson in there. You wanted to see like
I don't want to see
Brown.
Samuel. I don't want to see Samuel. Those three guys shouldn't be in there. They shouldn't play at all next week. They shouldn't be in there.
I think in the third game, it seems like that generally it's going to be backups to backups to backups. I mean, we saw Josh Johnson last night for Baltimore. Talk about the ultimate backup.
Yeah.
Third backup. I don't expect to see any of those guys, but I think Sam Howell is probably going to have to trot out there to do some. I don't know if they're going to keep him behind the O-line because the O-line is still,
he might play one series.
Played one game. He's played one game. I have no problem if they put him back out of the third game because he's played one game.
If he played at most 1 quarter. He may have only played one game, but he's the dude we're rolling with. I mean, I know you want to get him experience, but we don't. If he goes out there and our O-line, whichever group of O-line we're playing, is holding up against who are we playing? Cincinnati? If we're holding up against those dudes, then leave them in. But if they're starting to like put some pressure on and it's getting dangerous for him out there, we need to pull him out. News on Terry was three-peat. There was news on Terry, and it was that the MRI today was negative, meaning no damage,
no tear. So
he's day to day, according to Redskins people, but you know how that is with turf toe. It could be like months, or it could be he'll be in tomorrow. So
we've got like, what's today? Tuesday. We've got 2.5, 2 3/4 of a week, 2 2/3 of a week before the first game, and that's next time that Terry McLaurin should be suited up. Absolutely.
Yeah. And you realize our next game is in like 4 days, right? It's like
Is it on Saturday or Sunday? I don't even remember.
It might even be on Friday. I'm trying to remember.
Not this one too.
Let me see. It's in my Google Calendar, of course. We are playing on Saturday, 6:00. Saturday at 6. So that's literally 4 days from now. We will be watching football at this hour. So there you go. And we're gonna be watching Scrubs. It should be Scrubs in this third game. I know you want to see Hal a little bit. We're not seeing Terry. He's
So going back to that, Howell might be in. They might think that he's all right to go. I mean, why not?
I wouldn't play him more than a quarter. That's me.
Yeah. It won't surprise me, but the more I'm thinking about it, I'd probably keep him out too. Probably keep all of the starters out. Because, I mean, the third game is really like the old fourth preseason game when you never played any starters. Ever.
Oh, no. It's all kind of like weird now with only 3 games. I still think they're trying to figure out, well, is the third game like the fourth game or is it like the third game?
It's so weird, too, because, like, you think about, like, Howell has been here for a year. He started the last game last year. Looks like he's going to be a starter.
In a meaningless game, even though it was meaningful for Dallas. But anyway,
it was meaningful for Dallas, yeah. But I mean, like Troy Aikman's first season, he went 1-15. Like Peyton Manning's, was he like 2-14 or something like that? Like their first season, like those guys would never. It's almost like if those guys didn't have such pedigree coming out of college, they may not have like become the Hall of Famers they are.
Yeah, they would have been yanked. They'd have been like, you
1
suck.
15.
Yeah. 1-15.
The one blemish that year.
Us.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the unofficial depth chart. I don't think they actually put anyone on injury report because they don't have to, so I'm not sure why it's even in here.
Yeah, dude, that's probably like an old thing anyway.
Well, I'm looking at the depth chart, and it looks pretty much up to date with dudes that I don't know who they are. But there were guys in the game last night that I didn't know was on the team. Like the dude that ended up sealing the game for us, his name was Kendall Smith. Did you know he was on the team?
I had no idea we had a guy named Kendall Smith on this team. I was
Kendall
thinking
Smith?
of like Fata Oe or something like that, who I actually know who that guy is.
Yeah, Kendall Smith is our third strong safety behind Jeremy Reeves and Cameron Curl. So he's a camp body. I mean, think about it.
Body.
These dudes, this was probably, no, not even probably, this was the most exciting and interesting preseason game that I've ever seen in my entire life.
It really was. It was so much fun watching it. And, you know, especially the second half, because we were like, man, we might actually beat these guys. And it looked like we weren't going to beat them because they went ahead and everything. And I was like,
and then went for the 2-point conversion. And then,
yeah, exactly.
That brings something up. Remember when we were discussing last night about the 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
And how I was like, if you're going for a 2-point conversion and you get a penalty, I feel like they should make you continue going for the 2-point conversion because you've already committed. And then at this point, why do you get two chances? In other words, like either if you get a penalty and it's like the penalties, means that it's an unsuccessful try, or I don't know. But you were saying if they did that, then that would discourage people from ever going for the 2-point conversion because they wouldn't be able to change their mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's like you line up to try to get a 2-point conversion, and your I don't know, your right tackle jumps offside. Then you got to back up, but still go for the 2-point conversion. You're going to be like, no way, I'm just going to go to 1 every time.
Yeah, I don't know.
And as you and I were also discussing last night, as so many other people have been, this league every year it's less and less kicking. Like there's almost no kicking of the ball in football. Like even every year we have even less and even less.
Yeah, there's not going to be any kicking. There's not going to be. Yeah, those are tacos. There's not going to be any kicking in 10 years. None.
I mean, we might still have the punts, but we'll see. Oh, by the way, we have like a backup punter. Apparently, this is Michael Pilardi guy.
And he dropped one inside the 1.
He dropped on the 1, man. He was and he looked like he was a punter as well. Like, like kickers. Most of the kickers aren't like buff Joey Sly dudes. They're like little. What was the guy? Who was the guy that was with like Ali Haji Sheik or whatever?
I was gonna say him.
Ali Haji Sheik,
or that little Martin Grammatica dude.
Grammatica, yeah, Martin Grammatica, dude. He has his own talk show, by the way.
Automatica Grammatica. That dude was small, wasn't he?
Who tore ACL celebrating.
Well, that's almost like Gus Frerotte got a concussion celebrating by hitting his head on the goalpost or whatever it was.
Every time I hear him talk on like sports radio shows and stuff like that, he always has to talk about that. Like he gets to talk about that every day. So I'm glad he's like comfortable with that because, wow, that really kind of turned his career around.
It did.
Well, he didn't get any better after that.
I was like, anyway.
I mean, the Gus bus wasn't exactly going to the stratosphere, but it was running at least.
It was running. Remember Laura was like, I love me some Gus. Our friend Laura from high school and college. She was just like, I love me some Gus. It's gonna be the name of this podcast. I love me some Gus.
I love me some Gus.
Anyway, let's get back to this game.
Yeah.
So
Party.
I was, oh my gosh, the play calling. Let's just talk about that. It wasn't boring to watch. It wasn't boring.
I hate Scott Turner so much. We were so bad for so many years. And Eric Bieniemy just came in and ripped that mess up and threw it in the fire. It was like, this is what we're doing now.
He ripped it out by the roots.
This is just like a little bit like we have no idea how many like special plays and trick plays and everything are going to come up by the end of the year. It's going to be it's already has been so refreshing to see these plays instead of having guys like 4 guys running in different directions and going backwards and forwards and they can't even tell what they're doing. Then they snap the ball and everyone's just running into each other. Like they don't even know what's going on. Eric Bieniemy, he's not messing around with that.
Let me ask you this. How many offensive pass interference calls did we get last year from like receivers picking dudes? Like Norv Turner couldn't figure out how to set that play up either. We had like 5.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking like Kansas City Light's offense now, like the Kansas City Light offense, I guess is the right way to say it.
Yeah, and you know how vanilla they keep it in preseason, so we're gonna see what happens when the whole playbook comes out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What about the stands? Let's talk about the stands, dude. There was more people there last night than for a regular season game last year.
There were more people there than when you and I were at Taylor Heineke's victory over Tom Brady, Super Bowl champion, MVP Tom Brady.
I only have one thing to say about that game, dude.
I called it.
God. Oh,
I called that victory.
You called it. Yeah, I couldn't even. I was just like, we're probably going to get it handed to us, but hey, we'll see what happens. You were like, no, dude, no.
Because hadn't I just gone to the game at Green Bay like a week or so before? Am I thinking about this correctly? And like they should have won, and then they said he gave himself up, and I was so mad. That
was from the year before, the first year.
Oh, my bad. I love me some Gus.
I love me some Gus.
And she always like bobbles her head like this. I love me some Gus. Anyway, what about the stands? I was excited to see all that. Excited to see our owner.
Art Gordner's a dork, man.
I don't think he was drunk.
So
I think he was just awkward up there in the booth. But hey, he was down on the field during a preseason game. He was walking around.
Him, dude. It was like him and Rails and Lin, Lin. All 3 of those guys are down there, like the top 3 owners, other than that dude from Columbia that does,
whatever stuff he does to fund the
team.
He
does. He's the richest guy in Colombia.
To fund the team. He might be in the coffee business, but if he's not in the coffee business, I don't know.
It's I think it's close to the coffee business.
They grow it. Anyway,
in the cocoa business.
Dude, one little tidbit that I thought was cool about Josh Harris. I noticed before the game on the pregame show that comes on YouTube, but then it ends like a half hour before the game.
Is that so people can go into the game from tailgating? What? That was just so weird. It's so weird. And it's not on like regular television. Like all the old people like us, like you said YouTube, and I was like, YouTube?
I watched it. I don't mind watching it on YouTube. I have no problem with that, but I want it to go up until kickoff.
Yeah.
But anyway, who was on it?
Yeah.
It was Santana Moss and that Michael Jenkins dude. I'm not sure where he came from, but is he new? I've never seen him before.
He was here and he left and he came back. He was like, cut.
But so anyway, during that they had some live shots of the field, and I thought this struck me kind of cool. Josh Harris was down on the field like chatting it up with dudes like the guys that hold like the third down marker and stuff, just like regular dudes, like, hey, what's going on? Like talking to him. Like he doesn't seem, let's just say he seems the opposite of snobby, I guess.
Exactly.
These dudes,
I think he probably had himself a couple of cocktails that evening.
maybe he did, but still, it's
Did
like,
you guys see? If you guys are in our chat room on Discord, you would have seen the picture that I took when I watched it this afternoon. Rewatched the game, and there was a picture of of Harris in the booth with Troy Aikman on his right and Joe Yuck on his left, and they had that handshake thing.
no,
It wasn't even the beginning of the thing. He just in the middle.
He's
And he
in the
just kind of looked
middle.
at him and was like, "Oh, let me shake it." Like did this weird thing, and
It
Troy Aikman just had a look on his face like this guy's drunk.
Okay, I don't think he was drunk, but it was like this. It was like he looked over, he's talking, and it was almost like he thought that Joe Buck was extending his hand for a handshake, i.e. he was about to kick him off the air because they were going to go to commercial or something. And he just didn't know. And he was just like, oh, I'm not getting, you know what I mean? That's what I thought.
Oh, I gotcha. So he thought they were getting ready to go to commercial. He's like, oh, yeah. So shaking a hand.
Yeah. Something like that. Because you never know. And that guy's not used to being on TV all that much, I'm guessing.
He looks so awkward on
But
that thing between them.
also, in our owner's defense, my hero, Josh Harris, in his defense, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are always so touchy-feely with dudes up in the booth. Like that referee that was up there for whatever reason.
Yeah. He was up there because he called the last preseason game that Baltimore lost in 2015.
Well, anyway, they were all touchy-feely with him, like putting their arms around him and like, punching him in the shoulder. So, you know what? Maybe Josh Harris thought he was going for a handshake. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Jeez, guys. Seriously. Leave the dude alone. He just saved us from Dan Snyder. You're going to give him a hard time about that?
$6 billion to save our team. It's our team. Everyone's team.
And they were like, 6 didn't get it done, huh? 6 didn't get it done. You had to go with 6.05. And he was like, why are you rubbing it in? Or something like that. It's because that .05 was earmarked to cover Dan Snyder's $50 million. As in .05, $50 million. Did I do my math right on that? Isn't .05 of a billion $50 million? Isn't it? .05?
I think so. It's something around there.
Of a billion?
Anyway,
isn't that $50 million? Anyway, I could be wrong. But that was earmarked for Dan Snyder's.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway.
I just love it. Like you said, he was down there with they kept showing him on the ground with like that kind of brown. I thought it was like not burgundy, but I don't know. It was like a brown burgundy, but not maroon. It looked kind of like a brownish maroon, and it was just a shirt. And I mean, he was a billionaire. He had billionaires around him, and they were just sitting there on the side, like going, "Yay, we scored the the field goal!"
Oh yeah, and like he kept getting like a fan. While Aikman and them were up there talking and trying to ask him questions, he's like, hold on, like we're about to score, like hold on, dudes, like. And then he's like, since you've been up here, we've had 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes or something. And Josh Harris is like, yeah, but they weren't both for us. I want them both to be for us, not those guys. Something like that.
He kept saying the same thing when we thought that we scored and Downey Brown like to knock the ball out of his hand at the back of the end zone. He said the same thing a couple times there, and then he said the same thing on the next play. I can't remember what it was.
He's like, we have a few more chances here, though. Something like that.
I mean, he was totally following along with the game and talking about it. So I mean, it's 100% different in a good way.
He was pumped.
Daniel freaking Snyder.
He was totally pumped like us. They're all pumped. Everyone's pumped, except for the Ravens fans.
Except for the Ravens fans and their stupid streak. How do you like your stupid streak, Ravens fans? Did you win a Super Bowl during those times? Did you Washington fans win a Super Bowl since 1991? Did we won 2?
That's what they say. They're so
That's
salty. I think, who was it? Someone that put it in there. They were like, Ravens fans are so salty.
They're salty, and we're just like, oh, we've got the football savior here helping us out, Mr. Harris.
This was my favorite quote of the night from Shanny. It wasn't meaningless to all the former Skins fans wearing purple. Here's what I have to say about those fans.
No, they're allowed back now if they want to get rid of their purple and black.
They can come back in. They can come back
in. I think like this year, since Harrison bought the team, that we have a year of everyone come back in, come back to the fold, come back to the Hogs and the Smurfs. And
it's a year grace
period. And yeah, come back to Joe Gibbs era. Come back because we're bringing it all back.
It's a grace period.
Like what was it? Was it Magic Johnson was doing that whole like come to Jesus?
Clap 2 times. If you're with me, clap 4 times.
He said a couple things, and I was like, part of the thing, I was just like, dude, if I was in that meeting and I was next to you, you and I would just be like, look at each other like, oh, okay.
What's up? DJ Cool 4 is in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
He/she is saying, should teams be worried if they have a streak and play us? You know, this struck me with this streak last night. How many times are you watching a Redskins game and there's some streak that they talk about that we totally mess up in a bad way? Like, these guys haven't beaten a team in the NFC East since 1962, and then all of a sudden we get beat. You know, it's something like
never beat the Washington Redskins ever.
Beat. And this was like a streak that we broke. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's nice to finally be on the ascendancy, man.
DJ Cool 4 is a he.
He. We knew that, dude. I don't know why you said she. I mean, she is cool for whoever, but you know.
I was making sure. I was pretty sure, but I don't want to offend people.
I know. I know. I hear you.
You know how it is.
Especially like when we go to the game later, probably the Giants game in November. We meet up with some of you guys.
We are going. I'm going.
When we go and tailgate Ted.
Yep. I would be there opening day this year because I'm so pumped if it weren't for my niece's wedding the night before. Yeah, anyway. All right. What else do you want to say about the game? I got plenty to say about it. Cole Turner, your dog, the Frosted Hoss.
Frosted Hoss, man.
Strong showing for the Frosted.
He's doing exactly what I thought he was going to do last year. And instead he was like concussed for half the season. So don't get yourself concussed. Go out there and catch like 5 balls a game. I mean, he's a huge dude. Send him up the middle like normal teams do with their good tight ends. Send him up the middle to go between the zones. Don't, go into the post, throw him the ball, get 20 yards, repeat. Other teams do that to us all the time, and we never can do that.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. It's always dudes on skinny posts, like catching the ball, bouncing off of 3 of our scrawny defenders and getting an extra 10 yards.
Yeah,
it happens
exactly.
So often.
Right in the middle of the zone, too. It's just infuriating. You know where they're going.
And you just can't stop it. Well, mainly because we had people like David Mayo and whatnot in there trying to chase him down across the middle. Chin's favorite player of all times, number 51. I'm getting Chin a 51 jersey.
It should just say Chin on the back, though.
Chin. Whoever number 89 was at the end of the game was bawling out. Hold on. Let me bring that back up. Hold on.
That's obviously, Santana Moss's.
It's Santana. He was clutch. I enjoyed watching him. Can't remember his name, though. That was Santana. He wanted to play, dude. Santana wanted to get back down on the field with the threes because he knew he could still torch those dudes.
This guy is definitely not going to be confused with Santana Moss. His name is Bryson Tremaine. He's a 6'4" wide receiver from Stanford, and he's a rookie.
He caught so many passes it made it possible to beat the streak.
I noticed that with Tremaine. His name was on the screen a lot, as a matter of fact, in the second half. So,
Dude,
That's a good
and
call.
Jake, let's talk about Jake from State Farm real quick.
Jake
That
from
dude,
State Farm won the game.
he wasn't bad, and he had
Well.
so many dudes drop the ball on that last quarter. Like,
Dude,
so
you're-
many
you're-
times he put it on the dude's hands, and they would just be like, especially,
It
was
was-
it that Armand guy? What was his?
Armand dropped one. There was the recent number 80 dude. Who is that? It's definitely not. I mean, Curtis Hodges. That
Yeah,
guy
Hodges.
just-
Hodges
man.
is going to be cut. If he's, I can't find, why don't I see their numbers listed on Redskins.com on their jersey numbers? I just see their names. Oh, hold on. Maybe I should go to roster instead of
You should go to
depth
roster.
chart.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. There you go. That would solve it. Okay, so who was that dude? 87 was, no, that's John Bates, dude.
talking
John Bates. He's saying,
talking Bryson Tremaine was number 89.
no, Chen in Nova Scotia is asking about 87.
87.
Yeah, Tremaine was the guy that made some catches. Let's see. Do you have the stats from last night?
Yeah. John Bates probably had some stuff.
Yeah.
We had
John-
a lot of people who we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 9 people on the running roster total. We had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 people caught the ball. 19 people caught the ball in this game.
I don't know if Hodges was one of them because he seemed to drop a couple.
Did Hodges he got 1 catch for 7 yards out of the 3, and we know he dropped those 2.
Yeah.
I mean, 2/3 of those guys are getting cut. Although, like Brian Robinson's on there, Jared Patterson,
Jarrett
you know,
Patterson, dude.
Cole Turner.
He didn't get very many opportunities, but when he got his opportunity, he fought to get that touchdown. He got face masked and still got the touchdown.
Yep.
In fact, he's getting my game ball. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out.
Yeah.
Because I like that dude. I think he's going to be the odd man out, but he made the most of it. Oh, he got blown up in protection. Oh, I missed that one.
Ooh.
He's still getting my game ball. Maybe he'll get my double, my game ball and kick.
Maybe. I mean, he is right on the cusp, especially if they keep that Armand guy, fullback number 40. I
Yeah.
think if they keep him, they're probably only going to have three running backs active for each game. So, excuse me.
Back to the tight ends, though. I wanted to segue into this. Is there any chance that we trade or cut Logan Thomas at this point, being that we have these Frosted Hoss and John Bates? Do you see us really keeping 3 tight ends?
That's kind of a tough one, at this point. It really is.
Because I think he's due it's like $7 million. Is that correct?
I have no idea.
I think he's 7 million. And of course, our cap analyst, Kenny Ken in Canada, congratulations to him on his 6th child he brought home.
And his son.
And his sons and his football team.
His football team. Yeah, really.
Anyway, congratulations to Kenny Ken. He's probably, spending time with his family and not able to give us his cap analysis on Logan Thomas. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was traded to someone that needs a tight end.
That's that's an iffy one. But I mean, do we need that money? Do we need that money to sign someone else? Then might as well just pay it to him.
Linebacker still,
or maybe trade him, like you said.
Again, I didn't really see much impact by the linebackers. Maybe you guys did. I wasn't really
on the first drive. It looked like we were like 5-1-5. It looked like we had only 1 linebacker in it, even though I know we had 2. It looked like it was like the front line, 1 linebacker, and a bunch of skinny guys in the back, and they were just like running, like pretty decent plays, like going through the first line, and then the second line was just non-existent to them. So they were already back to the secondary, like really back in the secondary, and then after that they just kind of shut him down after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, tight ends on the roster. We got Cole Turner, Logan Thomas, Curtis Hodges. Yeah, I don't know about
And
Curtis.
some dude
Hodges.
named Brandon Dillon, according to
And John
Redskins.com. Who's Brandon
Dillon.
Dillon? He's a camp buddy. I haven't even seen him play.
And Armani Rogers got hurt in camp, so he's out. I'm not sure if we really have that many. Man, I'm looking at the thing in the roster. We got a 23R, 24R, 32R, 38W, 40R, 41R,
They're going to be playing
45R.
So,
Caden
dude,
Smith. Yeah, we've got a lot of tight ends, but I mean, a couple of them are W's, so I don't know if Dillon or Caden Smith will be able to do that.
I'm glancing, going past the tight end conversation, to the running back situation. And Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Jonathan Williams, Derek Gore, Chris Rodriguez, and Jarrett Patterson all had good plays in this game. And then, of course, we had the big fumble by Chris Rodriguez. But all of those dudes had some good runs. Do you have the stat lines up on the running back?
Yeah.
I was impressed at one time or another with every single one of those dudes in this game.
Yeah, even though Chris Rodriguez fumbled the ball. When he fumbled that ball, I thought that was the end of the continuation of the streak. I was just like, oh man, this is it. They're gonna run away with this game now.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But he ended up going 5 for 31. No running backs got a touchdown.
Gibson did, but it was on a pass.
It was on a pass, exactly. And so was technically Jarrett Patterson's touchdown was on a pass as well. So
yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't even think about that, but it was.
Yeah, at least this is going to be one of the very few times in the last 20-something years where we're going to cut like good people.
Which is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
If you're cutting good people, I mean, I remember when we were sad when people like the People's Quarter Moreland got cut, and like these guys that you just like in camp because they play well, but you're not like, I don't know how to say it. You're not thinking they're really gonna make another team.
You don't think that they're going to make the Patriots. You think they're going to make the Redskins Commanders or like the Browns or the Jets or the Lions or something like that.
All of these dudes, I mean, I don't know. Kaz Allen. I want Dax Milne cut. He would be one of my first cuts. I still have to say. I'm done with that guy.
I'm still because he's still on the roster, Troy Apke.
Troy Apke's on IR, dude.
I know, but he's still on the roster.
Is he on the type of IR you can come back from? Because they keep changing all the rules, so I don't know what it is anymore. Or is he done?
I don't know.
I hope he's on the one that you can't come back from. No offense.
This is his 5th year. He's still around. 5th year. All he does is run in a straight line.
Should we give our games and kicks? We're like going so long on this thing. People don't want to
go ahead and do that, yeah.
People don't want to listen to us this long. All right, hold on. Except for 3-peat. All right. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Oh yeah, let's see if I can hear it this time.
Oh, I forgot to fix the sound for this. And now the Kick in the Balls Award. Dun, 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 dun.
Ah, boo.
Boo. Maybe I'll fix that for next week. I'll write it down on my actual notepad this time.
Boo.
Fix Kick in the Balls Award. Okay, go ahead. Who do you want?
Oh, my kick in the balls goes to Chris Rodriguez Jr., man. You can't be fumbling that ball.
It's a good one.
That's it. That was like one of the biggest things that happened in the game. And I thought that was going to extend them into the 3rd week. So yeah, Chris Rodriguez. I mean, it sucks when you fumble a ball. That's an easy way to get that kick in the balls every week from any player.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And dude, you saw it. You and I saw it. Like he had that sucker. It looked like it was locked in.
Yeah, it looked tucked in. That's why I was a little. I couldn't explain how he fumbled it, and I still can't.
Exactly. Like one humongous dude got it, and then he had to he let go, and a second humongous dude got it. And maybe it's just like a little bit of jostling from the first guy, and then the second guy just kind of made it come right on out of there. So
Yeah. That's a good one.
Anyway.
All right. Well, I think I had a better one in mind at some point, and I completely forgot it. So this is who I'm getting, just like glancing at the roster really quickly. Rashad Wild Goose. That dude seemed to be getting torched an awful lot in this game.
Wild Goose. He was the person they were going after. They were definitely going after number 37.
He was getting torched. So
Yeah.
he's getting mine, and he's supposed to be our second string dude. So
Yeah, but he's like the end of the second string.
yeah, second string, but they also have 3 cornerback positions listed now. They list the slot as its own position. They didn't used to do that.
Right, yeah.
So he's the second string of 3, so that means he's in the top 6, right? I guess.
He's the 6th best receiver.
He's the 6th best cornerback, maybe?
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not better than Quan Martin or Danny Johnson, who are the other people listed as second string cornerbacks.
Right, and we saw what Quan can do on that awesome pick.
So anyway, mine's going to Rashad Wild Goose, and we're opening up the floor for anyone in the chat rooms that might want to throw one out. Go ahead and type it in. Right now, you have 10 seconds for station identification on the Washington Redskins Radio Network.
Harry Hog Football. The Harry Hog Football Radio Network.
You're listening to the Washington Redskins Radio Network. All right, here we come. Chinna Scosa is giving his to Sam Howell because he is a joke and will lose the first 4 games. Wow, this is the first time Chin has never given his to... Oh, no, he is. He's changing it. Hold on. He's giving it to David Mayo. David Mayo was having a good game, dude.
Dude, he's pretty good against third stringers.
I know. He was awesome. Well, he can only play against who he plays against. That was a quote from Joe Buck during the game. Good game against Cam Bodies. Body. Camp Body.
Mayo.
3 Pete's giving his kick to Mayo also?
Dang.
He was good.
Mayo with cheese.
He was definitely not better than Rashad Wild Geese.
Well,
And the Dean.
Depends on who he's playing against, too, you know.
All right, well, we're moving over to the games. We're giving over to the games, dude.
And now, the Game Ball Award.
Yeah, I don't think this sound effect's fixed either. And now, the Game Ball Award.
Coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Brought to you by Ridapoo. Ridapoo for the... I don't know.
Ridapoo for you.
Ridapoo for you. The Game Ball Award. Ever elusive. And coveted. Should I go first on this one, or are you going first?
You should go first on this one.
Okay.
Unless you want me to.
No, I'll go first. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. Because I thought this play was so awesome. I'm going to give it to our second round pick, Quan Martin, for that pick in the end zone, even though I think it was Chinna Scosa said that he got lucky because he got burned. I will say that he did get burned, but he made up for it when he totally knocked the dude out of bounds and knocked the ball loose and then
That was a smart
proceeded
play
to intercept.
that. Yeah.
It also prevented them from sealing their streak. So I'm giving mine to how do you say his real name?
Quan.
No, that's his nickname.
Oh yeah.
His real name is Jartavius Martin, aka Quan. Quan's getting mine.
Quan. Jartavius
Martin gets my game ball.
We got a guy named Farad. Ferrow.
Yeah, Gardner.
Ferrod. Farad Gardner.
He's supposedly a linebacker. Was Kalik in this game? I don't remember seeing him playing. I don't know. I remember seeing Milo on a tackle. I mean Milo, because they said his name is actually pronounced Milo, which I didn't know. He was in on a tackle.
I don't know if he was in or not. I know that Andre Jones Jr., 7th-round pick from this year, was in there some. I saw his name bouncing around out there, and Cody Martin's.
Yep.
All right. Well, I need to give my game ball before we check out the rest of the things. And my game ball is for the first and perhaps maybe only time ever is going to Jake from State Farm.
For winning the game-winning drive there?
For that game-winning drive in the fourth quarter, Jake Fromm got us a touchdown, no interceptions.
Yay,
Threw
Jake.
for 91 yards. Jake Fromm.
Yeah.
State Farm.
Jake from State Farm.
Man, how odd that he has that. How odd is that whole situation with him?
Anyway, anyone else throwing out some game balls, or is the peanut gallery going silent this evening? I think they're going silent. Okay, well.
No, there's people. Guys are typing in.
Oh, they're typing.
Okay. Typing in in our Discord chat room, and if you're looking to chat about the Redskins / Commanders / football team, if you see my shirt
/ soon to be Hogs.
Assumes to be Hogs or Warthogs or Wolves or whatever they're going to give them. You can check us out at tinyurl. Was it / Harry HF? That's HARRY HF.
Oh yeah, I'm glad. All right, 3-Pete is giving his to Joey Sly. I thought you were going to let me have it on this podcast because you know how I'm always hating on Joey Sly, and you're always defending him. And he was perfect on the night. I think it was like, what did he make? 5 kicks?
I think
More?
two field goals and three kicks.
Yeah.
Check out his stats.
Yeah.
Jake from State Farm. Yeah, 3 for 3 on field goals.
Yeah, and also Tress Way, that one ball, like Troy Aikman or Joe Buck called it out, it rolled back to him. And I heard on Al Galdi that supposedly Cheeseman is trying some new technique when he long snaps. It's not working, dude. Go back to the old technique.
Well, he's got one more week to try it.
Okay.
But or right after that one, Tressway was like, dude, just cut it. Go back to the old one.
But how about Tress
like
putting that down, and he just kicked it through. So yeah, that was a good one, 3-Pete. I like that one. I mean Chin. That was Chin in Nova Scotia. They gave that one out. I don't know who 3-Pete. Oh, 3-Pete. No, 3-Pete and what? They both are giving each other the same game ball. That's a good one, though. Oh, you know what else we didn't bring up that I wanted to bring up? When John and I were watching the game, and you guys may disagree, or you may say that, yes, we're right on this. To me, it looked like the jerseys looked more like the correct burgundy than last year. It looked like it matched the helmet more. Did anyone else feel that? To which we were asking, is it the color balance on the cameras from ESPN? Or is it, or did they change the uniforms, or are we on crack? So we'll see what you guys have to say about that.
Like, it looked us, and we were just like, are the uniforms all just like soaking wet? So that's, and that's why they're darker. But then we found out that wasn't the case because some of them did end up becoming soaking wet and looking even darker for the guys that were in there longer. So
yeah. Anyway, I don't know. That was my thought. If you have a thought about it, join us in our Discord room and let us know. tinyurl.com, Harry/HF. Give us a call on the hog line, 202-735-1788.
Yeah.
Or send us an email. Are we rounding this thing out?
It's about that time. It's 8:01.
Yeah, let's round this thing out.
We got a game in 4 days.
Yeah, we got to get
the scrub game in 4 days.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, join the Discord room.
Yeah, dudes. Redskins fans, come on in.
And get ready for the season, dudes.
Yeah. We got that, and then, boom, it's going to be the regular season. Were you guys watching the game last night looking at Eric Bieniemy going, that's our coach?
Next year?
I was.
Yeah. Anyway, that about wraps it up until next week. Don't forget the game is this Saturday at 6, not 7, 6.
Or 8. 6 Eastern, Redskins Standard Time.
So our friends over in the UK and Josh, we'll be able to. Even Josh watched it last night. He was up at like 5 a.m. watching the game.
He said that the end it was going to get sunny, like the sun was going to come up before the game was over.
Anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins, and as always, if you see a Cowboys fan,
You know what to do. Yoka!
Bye-bye. How do I hang this thing up? Oh, there's...
Oh, that lady has to stop singing Hail to the Commanders. She was awful. She was awful.
Yeah, that's got to go. Josh Harris, get on that. All right, later. Bye.